When you think about NBA father-son duos, names like the Currys, Thompsons, Rivers, and Barrys pop up. Sometimes the dad's NBA career outshines the son's, and sometimes it's the other way around. But for both to make it to the NBA and excel is rare. Legendary players like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar haven't seen their sons reach the same heights. Jeffrey Jordan couldn't even make a Division I college squad. Magic's sons weren't into basketball, and Kareem's sons never hit the NBA level. However, there is the most hyped father-son duo ever, LeBron James and his oldest, Bronny James. Though the whole NBA world is itching to see them ball together, Bronny isn't cutting it for the NBA, and it looks like he will ever make it to that level. Before we get into the details, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Back in 2002, LeBron James burst onto the hoops scene like a comet blazing through the night sky. People were saying he was the greatest high school baller ever seen, with his crazy athleticism, lightning speed, killer ball handling, and a court vision that could spot an open teammate from a mile away. Scouts were losing their minds over this kid, calling him the chosen one, the king, and talking about him like he was the second coming of Jordan before he even stepped foot in an NBA game. When LeBron's son, Bronny, started showing signs of his old man's skills on the court, the hype train went into overdrive. Colleges were sending him letters and scholarship offers when he was barely hitting double digits in age. Can you imagine getting offers from schools like Duke and Kentucky before you're even in high school? It's insane. By the time Bronny hit the high school scene, the expectations were sky high. ESPN had him as a 4-star recruit, a top 30 player in his class. But as he progressed through high school, his ranking slipped a bit. He was still a solid player, a great defender with a high basketball IQ, but his ball handling and shooting weren't quite up to par with the top recruits. Even though he remained a 4-star recruit, the level of interest from colleges and NBA teams was off the charts. Most guys at his level never get that kind of attention. But Bronny, despite his flaws, was still considered a potential one-and-done player, someone who could declare for the draft after just 1 year of college ball. On the court, Bronny is a solid player. He's a great defender, especially on the perimeter, and he's got a good feel for the game. His shooting is decent, especially from deep, and he's unselfish, always looking to get his teammates involved. But his poor ball handling and inconsistent shooting have held him back, especially against tougher competition in college. Still, you can't deny the kid's got talent. With a little more work on his game, he could definitely make some noise at the next level. But for now, he's just a high school kid with a famous last name, trying to live up to the hype and make a name for himself on the court. Well, it would be unfair not to talk about what the young boy has gone through. Bronny's health scare during practice for the Trojans was truly alarming, especially given his age and congenital heart defect. It's understandable that such a serious incident would affect his game, particularly his endurance and stamina. The long-term implications for his career are concerning, given his condition. The free throw line, he has struggled, even by college standards. It's worth noting that USC isn't a top-tier team packed with talent, so there weren't many obstacles preventing Bronny from making a bigger impact. It's unfortunate to say, but based on his freshman year, he doesn't seem to be at the level needed to excel in Division I basketball. Given his current performance and the competitive nature of the NBA, it's reasonable to question whether he'll be able to make a meaningful impact at the professional level. Initially projected in the early second round of the 2024 draft, he has since dropped off many mock draft boards entirely, even in a weaker draft class. You know, a lot of these draft predictions, they're starting to leave Bronny off their lists. But let's be real here. It's pretty much a lock that some team out there is going to go after Bronny, whether they pick him up in the second round or maybe even sign him as an undrafted player. Why? Well, it's simple. LeBron himself has made it clear he wants to play alongside his son. Wherever Bronny goes, that's where LeBron's headed too. Now LeBron's got this player option for the last year of his deal, and everyone's expecting him to decline it, so he can take that vet minimum and hit the court with his boy. Unless, of course, the Lakers swoop in and grab Bronny first. That might just convince LeBron to stick around for another year and give it all they've got for one more shot at a title. It'd likely be LeBron's swan song, as he's hinted that next season could be his last in the league. Bronny's not your typical college prospect. He has got the James name backing him up. That's gonna open doors. See, any other player with Bronny's skills might need a few more years in college to really prove themselves, to show the scouts their NBA material, but not Bronny. Nope, he's gonna get his shot, thanks to who his dad is. The big question looming over any team considering drafting Bronny James is whether it's worth it. Sure, they'd get the legendary LeBron James for one more season, but is that enough to justify using a draft pick on a player who might not have NBA-level talent? Let's break it down, but take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The allure of having the first ever father-son duo in the league is undeniable. The media attention would be off the charts. Every game they play together would be a headline, especially the first time they connect for a score. It would make any team, whether small market or big market, instantly relevant and drive a massive amount of revenue. The marketing and merchandising opportunities alone could be worth the gamble. But it's just one season. 1 year before LeBron, at 40 years old, either retires or starts to show signs of decline in his unprecedented 22nd NBA season, tying the record for the most seasons played by a player in NBA history. And then there's Bronny. While he'll always have the media attention as LeBron's son, he might not be able to sustain an NBA-caliber career. Will he even make it to his next contract in the league? So, is it worth using a draft pick on Bronny, even a second-round pick, that could otherwise be used on a player with proven NBA-level talent? Some teams might say yes. For example, the Lakers, who know their championship window with LeBron is small, might take the chance to keep him happy in the organization and potentially retire as a Laker. The real question is, though, does Bronny have what it takes to make it in the NBA? Can he live up to the immense pressure and scrutiny that comes with being LeBron James' son? That's something only time will tell. As for which team LeBron and Bronny could end up on next season, if Bronny declares for the draft, it's anyone's guess. The Lakers are a strong contender, given LeBron's ties to the organization and their desire to win now. But other teams could make a play for the James duo, hoping to capitalize on the media frenzy and the chance to have a future Hall of Famer on their roster, even if it's just for one season. In the end, the decision to draft Bronny James will be a calculated risk for any team. The potential rewards are huge, but so are the potential pitfalls. It's a gamble that could pay off handsomely or leave a team wishing they had chosen differently. Only time will tell. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and watch the next video as well. See you again.